Well, hello students. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Today we're going to be looking at a new kind of logic problem that we will be learning in our class today. We will be going through, it's called a Battleship problem, and it is very similar to the Battleship board game that many of you have played at your house before. We have a problem here where the ships are hidden in this grid, and we have to figure out where each one goes in this problem. There is only one correct solution, and we will be going through this all together. To start off with, when you play Battleship, as you've done before, it does not make sense to put your ships side by side. It makes it easy to find the ship, and then you end up losing the game. And this logic problem is based on the same principle. So anytime a ship is placed, there will be no ships touching it all the way around. So for example, we have this ship right here is already listed for us, so we can X that one out. And right here we know that no ships can be around it, so we can put X's all the way around. The same with this is true over here. We can put an X all the way around this one, and we can cross this one out. Now the way we do this problem is we go through and we look at the numbers on the sides, and we look at the numbers across the bottom. And as we go through, it gives us a hint. For example, if we take this column right here, it has a 1 at the bottom. That means that in one of these squares, there is one ship. Now obviously for the first one it is very simple to find. The one that we used is this one right here, which means there is nothing else in the remainder of this row. Now looking at our problem, we can see some other things that we can gain from this. This row right here says there's 2, we have 1 and 2. So we can X out the remainder of this row as well. There's some other easy ones that we can look at first, getting the low-hanging fruit. We see this column right here, this is 0, that means there is nothing in this one at all. So we can X out this problem, or this column as well. Now is where we're going to have to start to do a little bit of logic and to figure out the solution to this problem. If we take a look, here we have a square. So we know it can't be any of these ones down here, and it can't be any of these ones here. They're the wrong size. We know that this one can be either the middle of this one, the middle of this one, or one of the middle spots for this one. We don't know. But if we look, this row calls for 4. It already has 1. This makes 2, so there's only 2 remaining spots. So that means that it has to go here and here. I'll go ahead and shade that in and shade this one in as well. And just like as always, no 2 ships can touch, so we'll put an X all the way around this one as well. And we can fill in the rest of this row. And we've done, this ship is now completed. So the way I solve these is I go through and I look. I always start with my biggest ship. Once I've gotten all the clues that they've given me, I go through and I look and I find where can the biggest ship go in this problem. If we look across our columns, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, we've already done that one, 0, 3, 2, 1, 4, so it could go here. And if we go up and down, 2, 1, 1, 1, 4, but we've already got one, so it can't go there. 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, or sorry, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. So it cannot go anywhere. So it has to go here, up and down in this column. Now the problem is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spots. So we're not exactly sure where it will go here, but we know that this big ship will go in this column. So let's take a look at our board and see if there's any other clues that they give us. Here's an additional clue. This row calls for 1, and it has 1. So we can X out the rest of this one. The same here. This calls for 1. We can X out and go across. So now if we take a look at our column, we know the 4 has to go here. Obviously it can't go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know that our big ship has to go right here. And that takes care of our big one, and we can X out here and here. Alright, so now I'd like to look, and I go through and I try to find my next biggest ship, which is the 3 right here. So if we take a look, 2, 1, 1, 1, 4, but we have 2, so that can't go there. 3, we already have 1, it can't go there. No, 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 no. 4 is done. 1, so start over here. 1, 1, 2, 2, 4 is done. 0, 3 could go here. 2 cannot go there. 1, 4. So we know that the 3 has to go here. Obviously, it can't go there, so it has to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have 5 spots where it could go. So we don't know exactly where we can go. We know that this one has to be 1 because it overlaps. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or in some combination. So we know something has to go there. I like to put a little squiggle anytime I know that, just so I can go through as I'm figuring things out. And that also tells me 2, so we know that the rest of this one is done. So as we take a look at our board, we know the 3 is going here. We're not too sure about where the other placements are, but maybe we can look at our puzzle and get some clues as where we could go next. So 1 is done, the 2 is done, 2, 3, 4, 2. If we take a look at this column right here, that's our next clue. It calls for 2, and we have 1, 2 open spaces, so we know that something goes here, and that something goes here. Okay, we don't know if those are the singles or if they're doubles at this time, but we do know that something is going to go there. We can just put that squiggle in as a placeholder. If we take a look at our row, that's where we're going to figure out what this is. This calls for 2. We have 1, and this one makes 2, so we can X out this, which means this is a single, and we can X that out. And no 2 ships can touch. That includes diagonally, so we can put an X there as well. So if we take a look at our next row down, 2, and we have 1 open spot, and 2, but because of this X, we know that that can't be the 3, so we know that this is the 3, and we know that this is a 2. And we will shade those in appropriately. X, X. Alright, I apologize for the pause in the video. There was a gentleman who just walked into my room. Okay, so we have, we just put in our 3, and we just put in our 2, so we can take out our 3 and our 2. So we still only have 3 ships left. We have 2, a 2, and a 1 that we have left to go. We have this one as a squiggle being a placeholder, and we still have our other spots. Now, we've just put this 3 in, and we know that's the completion of this column, so we can exit that out as well. And we can go through and start to take a look across to see if there's any clues that will help us for this one. This calls for 1, it has it. Same with this column, it calls for 1, it has it. So we can X out all of these. This column calls for 2, and if we come across, there's only 2 left, which means it has to be one of these. A 2 ship there, and we'll put that in. X out, so we're down to a 2 and a 1, a single left. And if we take a look, 2, it's already got 1, so we know that one has to be 1. If we take a look at this one, 2, could be the 2 could go here, but it can't go there. If the 2 was there, it would mess it up. Now this could be a 2 going this way, and then a single could be down here. So the way we need to figure that out is we need to start looking across our rows to see if there's any clues that they can give us. For example, this row right here calls for 1. We have 1, so we can come across, put an X there. This calls for 2. We have 1 plus this one will make 2, so we know that this has to be an X and that has to be a circle. Which means our last remaining ship is the 2, which goes there. And with that, X, X, we have put all of our ships into this puzzle. I invite you to do some more of these. They will be available in your Edmodo classroom. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, or feel free to watch this video again, and it will help you to figure out the new ones. Thanks, and I hope you have a wonderful day.